Hi everybody! Remember Larry? He's done some pretty impressive stuff since we saw him last. Larry traveled far and wide to learn the teachings of TPS and standardized work from a real-life guru. Larry was surprised to learn that other supervisors before him had encountered the exact same problems that he had, and they had found a way to control it, to learn from it, even to make things better. Larry was excited, and he wanted to learn all that he could so he could make his business better. He thought of all the customers, his bosses and friends at work, and he really dedicated himself to learn the ways of TPS and standardized work. Larry's guru told him,
Standardized work is made up of three things: takt time, working sequence, and standard in-process stock.
Larry wondered what all that meant. What did Larry physically have to do?
Just relax, Larry, relax. We'll do this one step at a time,
he said.
Takt time means the pace of your customers' demand. But in order to know this, you have to know a few things first. You need to know how much time you have to fill their orders. And then, you need to know how many work batches of each type that you have to produce within that time.
Larry needed to know how to separate his work into types. Larry just didn't understand.
Think of your work, Larry. Do some types of work belong together? Are they stored together? Use similar equipment or people? Do they have different safety requirements, maybe the packaging? Are they shipped in the same way?
Larry started to think. He did recognize a few patterns. Larry immediately separated all his work and proudly announced to his guru that he was done.
That's good, Larry, very good. Now try to reduce the types to the least amount as possible.
Larry thought long and hard. I guess he did see some ways where he could make certain types more similar. He moved where they were stored and sometimes changed the way that they were packaged. He even assigned some of the work to different people, all to make the types more similar. Larry felt great. Larry added a little work here, took a little work away there, and very soon, each piece of the work of the same type took pretty much the same amount of time. Larry was happy. He now thought he could figure out his takt time. He thought he could figure out his pace of his customers' demand. Larry knew that if he had 100 minutes to do the work and 100 batches, that he needed to complete one batch every minute in order to meet his customers' demand. This was exciting, but Larry still had a problem. People were still doing the work slightly differently, and the times were starting to seem less predictable.
Larry, it's time to set the exact working sequence. Write down all the steps. Teach everyone the exact same way to do the work, and make sure that they learn it.
The guru continued.
That way, the time it takes each person to do the same job will be the same. And when something goes wrong, because the time it took was different, it will be very easy to see.
Larry could picture what the guru was saying, and he went about writing down the most efficient way to do each work type in a very clear order. Everyone learned things the exact same way, and with the same little time and effort, everyone got very good at it. Larry's work times for each batch were very predictable. He was so happy.
created using Powtoon.